supposed to feel?
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? Supposed to feel. How is it supposed to feel?
What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. I just want to recap my week. So as you saw, continuing to keep exercise as part of my routine. I think it was interesting. Someone asked me recently about it and how I don't get self-conscious about times, i.e. running like a 10-minute mile or whatever. And for me, like, I don't even think about that. I just, for me it's about physical health, and trying to work to a goal slowly, just running a 5K. I've never, prior to this year, ran more than a mile. For me, I'm not trying to prove that I'm some elite runner. This is, for the health reasons. It's good to exercise. I'm doing what I can. If I run a 10-minute pace, it is what it is. For me, it's just about, getting there, even if I'm getting there slow. So I hope that helps for anybody out there. And it goes to my, I'm not doing a ton of lifting, but I'll try to do it once a week or something like that. And listen, even if you're starting out, with tens, as dumbbells, 10 pounds, who cares? I mean, just start, everyone starts, at the bottom. Showed that there was a crazy accident near my apartment. I think those always keep life in perspective. It just keeps things in perspective. Celebrated Drew's birthday at Purple Shell. It's a nice spot in South Boston. Definitely, would be a good place for like a date or something like that. And just great to be with, friends, celebrating, a friend's birthday. Then I met up with some friends at Beantown Pub. That was good. That's near Faneuil. Then Saturday, one of my best friends, Andrew, came to visit from New York. We went to Moogy's. That's a great place. Good food, board games. We were there from like 1:30 to 6, just hung out, played Sorry, Connect 4, chess, all those things. After that, kind of hung out. We went to Cleary's in South Boston. I also went to the world's greatest bar as well to see Drew and some friends. I'd never been there. That's a cool bar too as well. Each floor has like a different music and a different vibe. And then Sunday we did brunch at Coolidge Corner Clubhouse. That's a nice place for a low-key, not rushed brunch. Oh, I forgot to mention, at Moogy's saw Liam, which was great as well. And then at Coolidge Corner Clubhouse saw James as well, which was terrific. Got to catch up a good amount. We went to the bookstore there, great bookstore in Coolidge Corner. Tried to go bowling, but they were all booked up. So just hung out at our place after. It's just good to hang out with, friends you don't see as much. Andrew lives in New York City. You get, with great friends, you just quickly go back to, what it was like when, we were senior year roommates and sophomore year roommates, and we're around each other 24/7. Just a great time hanging out. It's also funny to think how much we've matured and are different. We at one point went to Cleveland Circle and ate at Amelia's. I'm beginning to see how much I didn't vlog this weekend as I mentioned these places, but I think that's good. I was in the present, and we talked about what the biggest difference was. We graduated in 2017 from BC, and what the biggest difference in who we are 5 years later is, and it's cool to hear people's answers and just see us mature. We mature, but there's so much that we're still just don't know about life, at the same time. And then for media, I watched Tuck Rule on ESPN Plus, which is basically about a controversial call made in the Patriots-Raiders playoff game in 2001. Sort of the leaders of those teams, Charles Woodson and Tom Brady, or Charles Woodson for the Raiders, Tom Brady for the Patriots, they met up. They hadn't been on camera together and talked about it ever, and so you kind of see the competitive nature of each of the two. They're talking trash and things like that. In terms of the rule, it's interesting. The players are so focused on intent and whether Tom, was going to throw the ball or not. And it's interesting. They got the ref who made the call, and his thing is not about intent. It's about the rule and whether the football has two hands on it or one hand on it. It's just interesting how history, writes things, right? I was 6 years old at the time. I don't think I watched that game, and so I rely on, whatever journalists write about it. And one of the things that's interesting is like Troy Brown had a fumble right before that drive that no one talks about. That's the first time I've heard about it. And, no one talks about the Raiders had, even after the Tuck Rule, the Patriots had to drive and kick a field goal, and then the Patriots got it in overtime and again scored. So the Raiders had the, two chances to stop them and didn't. Not a lot of people talk about that. I think, that kind of taught me, tenacity and keeping going despite the adversity it's so hard, but it's so important. You know, after that ruling on the play, it just seemed like the energy from the Raiders side was never the same. And, you know, had they been able to gather themselves and kind of, you know, get themselves together, it would have been interesting if they could have gotten a stop. But it's tough in those situations. I think what was really interesting was the what if scenarios that they played out. You know, if the Patriots lose that game, not only do they not win a Super Bowl, but maybe, you know, in 2002, you know, Drew Bledsoe ends up being, you know, the starter. For those of you that don't know, Drew Bledsoe was the original starter in 2001 and got injured, and then Tom Brady took over. You know, it would have been interesting if that happened. And then there's, you know, what they talked about were the personal what ifs, you know, like meeting people like their wives and, you know, other friends that they met as a result of those events. You know, the two of them obviously look at it now today with no regrets because they want it to be the way it is. But it's crazy what a difference one play makes, you know. Whether it's the tuck rule call by the ref or Adam Vinatieri's field goal that he makes. I mean, it's just crazy that one play, one event could change not only their football lives but their personal lives. So I mean, I would recommend it. It's a great film, and yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Thanks, guys.